I hit a joint, and I was actually with Mary Kay. She fainted. She fell out. Shoplifting wasn't for me. I sell weed, and I got caught. This girl told on me way back then. I was just selling little nickels and dimes. I started selling drugs, like drugs.
When did you come to Kansas City?
Um,
What grade
like,
was you in?
I was like in the 8th grade. So when I came, I started going to Lincoln Junior. In 9th grade, I went to Lincoln Senior.
So
And
that's when
by
you met your friend,
Mary Kay. No, I met her when I was 5 years old in
5 years
Omaha.
old. Her mom's moved down here also.
Yes.
So when you got down here, you start getting into that, you said.
Mm-hmm.
So did,
No, before I got down here, we were shoplifting in Omaha. So once I got to Kansas City, shoplifting wasn't for me. I got caught and I couldn't steal.
so did your mom and dad move down here?
No, they divorced.
So who'd you move down here with?
My mother.
Mother.
Her job transferred. That's when my other sisters were born. They divorced. He had other kids and we moved here.
Okay.
And my mom got married again.
So you moved here with your sister and what?
My mother.
Just your sister and your mother.
And then my brother came as well. We all left.
So roughly what year was that?
Mm, 1984,
84.
83, 84, 84.
Where was you staying?
Well, my auntie, my mom was, into transferring her job. So when I first came here, I was on 34th and Olive. My auntie lived on 34th, so I always was in that area. That's why to this day I claim 35th because that's where I was always there. But my mom had moved when she first got here, like off 25th and Campbell, for about 6 months at least, just because to get by the hospital. Then we moved like to 81st and Truth.
So when your
But
mom's moved here, she was still doing the same type of work.
yes,
Her job got transferred.
yes.
Okay.
So then, after that, I started staying with Charles Ed. We stayed in a building off 30th Street.
And that's your older sister.
Yes,
What's y'all age difference?
6 years. Charles Ed is 6 years older than I am.
So where'd you go to high school at?
Okay, so in the 9th grade, I went to Lincoln. And by the time the ninth was over, I got put out, of course,
For what?
because my what is it, the grade point average, it didn't meet Lincoln's criteria, so I went to Central. But by then, now I got pregnant with Ben, so I transferred from Central to Dunbar. I was 15. 15. When I had him, I was 16. And I was going to the Dunbar school. So at this time, just things just start changing. I'm still a good girl, but I'm trying to do right. I'm not into anything like stealing anymore. I was smoking weed, and after being, it just,
That's
boom.
when did you start smoking weed?
Oh, so the first time I started smoking weed is so crazy because I was in Omaha. First time I was at my cousin Vic, with my cousin Vic on 40th Ave, and that's the block in Omaha. And I hit a joint, and I was actually with Mary Kay.
How old was you?
We were 13, and Mary Kay actually she fainted. She fell out, and I'm high, and I'm laughing at her. So my other cousin was like, "That's not funny," but I don't know what to do. It's my first time getting high, so that was my first and last time in Omaha smoking weed. That's the crazy part. So when I moved to Kansas City and started going to Lincoln, we would go like across. I met a couple of people, and they would go across the street to Lincoln Garden and smoke. And I started back smoking weed. Then I started selling it, and it was
So
his.
what grade was that when you started? Was you in
Like
school still or was you already out?
No, I was in school. I was in the 9th grade, and I started selling weed. I got some weed. My cousin, Doll, she lived on the west side. and I would stay at her house, and somebody over there had little weed, so I would get little bags, and I sell weed. And I got caught actually selling the weed at Lincoln.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get caught?
I think this girl told on me way back then. Now that I think about it, somehow I sold it. She got caught.
So,
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about
she
that.
your homie?
No, she was cool. She was a little cool little white girl. That's what was crazy. And now that I think about it, yeah, she got caught with a joint or something, and she told like I was the one doing it, or
One of sold it to her.
yeah.
So was this the same year you start selling it, or?
I was just selling little nickels and
I'm
dimes,
just
and
saying. So you start selling weed in ninth grade. When she told on you, was it ninth grade also?
yeah, it was ninth grade.
Right then.
Right then, that's when it started.
When did you have Ben? What grade was you in?
I was in the 10th grade.
Was you with his father?
I was with him until after I had him. Then it was over. I started selling drugs, like drugs.